What would we scientists do if we didn't have people on social media explaining these things to us? Your point is moot because the more CO2, the better. Humans can't breathe without it. Excuse me, what? I will just remind you that humans inhale carbon dioxide and exhale carbon monoxide, and we can't live without CO2 in the air. Attempting to reduce it is the path to suicide. I had no idea that humans depend on breathing in CO2. Well, that's because we don't. So when we breathe in, the only reason we take in any CO2 is because we have currently 425 parts per million of CO2 in the atmosphere. But what we breathe out is much more. In fact, if you breathed out into, a balloon or a jar or something like that and measured the different composition of gases that you breathed out, you would see that almost 5% of what you typically breathe out is CO2. So then you might say, whoa, if I'm breathing in a tiny amount of CO2 and I'm breathing out a big amount of CO2, doesn't that mean that humans are a big contributor to the observed warming that we're seeing? We are not, because the carbon that we are breathing out came from the atmosphere relatively recently. So what happens is as plants grow, they take up carbon. Carbon is literally a building block of life. When we eat the plants, the vegetables or the fruit, or when we eat animal products and the animals ate the plants, we are eating the carbon that was taken out of the atmosphere relatively recently. If you eat a carrot, that carrot was grown sometime in the last year. So the carbon in the carrot came from the atmosphere sometime in the last year, and I am breathing it back out into the atmosphere within about a year. That's part of the natural cycle of life, what we literally call the carbon cycle. The reason why we have this rapid, unprecedented warming is because we are disrupting the natural carbon cycle by digging up massive amounts of carbon-containing fuels, coal, gas, and oil, from deep underground, where otherwise they would be for millions of years. And we are burning them. And so that is how we are disrupting a cycle that would normally be taking millions of years, and we're just doing it in a matter of years to decades.